I mean, I'd love to make it to the big leagues next year. I think that's not too far out of reach. Yeah, I think it's possible. Get out to a good start. Once I'm back, swing it, and that's all I can really do is just play my game.
Welcome to episode 207 of Alberta Dugout Stories, the podcast. I'm Joe McFarland. It's been a whirlwind few years for Calgary's Matt Lloyd, a 15th round pick of the Cincinnati Reds back in 2019. He spent his first pro summer split between the rookie league Billings Mustangs and single A Dayton Dragons. 2020 was obviously wiped out by COVID. Then he split 2021 between the Reds Arizona Complex League squad and the AA Chattanooga Lookouts. The Dogs Academy and Okotoks Dogs product began the 2022 campaign right where it left off with the Lookouts, but was shelved 20 games in with an ankle injury. He spent the last few months getting it back into game shape, showing his progress regularly through Instagram stories. We caught up with the 26-year-old to talk about the challenges of the injury, his mindset throughout, and where he'd like to be in 2023. Matt, thanks so much for joining us back here on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. It's good to be back.
It's been a day or two, maybe 3 years since the last time we chatted, and a lot has certainly gone on over the last 3 years or so. Let's talk first off about sort of the most recent news and what you've been sort of dealing with over the last year or so. You started the year in Chattanooga and got 20 games in, and then an ankle injury forces you to shut things down. Walk us through the injury and how that all played out.
So we were playing at Rocket City, the Angels AA place, and then I can't remember what inning it was, probably like mid-game. But dude hits the ball off the wall. I was playing first base, and then he hit it basically too hard to be a double. It hit the wall and basically went right to the right fielder, but he was digging for second, and he shut it down probably just like halfway in between first and second, and then cutoff man gets it, and I'm kind of running towards the base again, and then I tried to catch it and dive and tag him at basically the same time. And my cleat kind of just got stuck in the ground, and then felt it pop. Like my whole body weight went over, and my cleat kind of stayed in the ground. So I felt the pop in my ankle. And then I kind of just got up. It didn't hurt too bad, like right away. I didn't really notice any pain. I just noticed like a big pop. And then inning ended, I went to the trainer right away, and I was like, hey, I just felt a pop in my ankle. And I already had tape on it, so he was just like, let's tape it up again some more, like throw another layer of tape on it. And then my bat comes up, and I swing, and as soon as I turn my foot, I just felt like all the way up my leg, up to my knee. And it just felt like my leg was like coming apart. And then, that was basically just the injury. And then it was a good month of trying to rehab it, treating it kind of like a sprain, and just never really felt better. I got cleared to play. Got sent to Arizona, played 2 games there, and then in the second game I played, I felt like the same thing. A swung, kind of felt like all the way up to my knee, felt like it was coming apart. And then at that point, we finally got the imaging, MRI and X-ray. And it turns out, the ligament that holds the tibia and fibula together basically blew that out and, damaged a couple other ligaments. But essentially, my leg was actually coming apart, within my leg. The bones were kind of, splaying in certain, movements, rotation. So, there was just a ligament there to hold them together. So that was basically the diagnosis of the injury.
Was it sort of, I'll call it relieving to a certain extent when you got the final prognosis and got the imaging back, because you finally maybe had some clarity on what exactly it was that you were actually dealing with?
Yeah, because I just get told that it was a sprain, but I've sprained my ankle before, and it just never felt the same as what I was experiencing. So honestly, getting imaging was a relief. Okay, I'm not crazy for feeling this, for it being a sprain. So it's definitely relieving to get like a clear diagnosis with it and then get it, taken care of and never have to deal with an ankle injury again or an ankle issue.
Walk us through the rehab process. What's it involved? How challenging has it been to kind of go through the ebbs and flows of trying to get this thing back to quote unquote normal?
Yeah, so after surgery, I think it was like between 6 and 8 weeks of no weight bearing at all. So I started out on crutches, which was challenging. And then I got a scooter, which was actually quite a bit better. Like, got to just scoot around, little thing. The only tough part about that was like getting it in and out of the car, and then having to like hop to the steering wheel. But yeah, so it was like 6 to 8 weeks, no weight bearing at all, and then slowly start basically learning how to walk again, like putting weight on it. Wearing a brace. I actually went from scooter back to just one crutch to like start learning how to put weight back on it, and then weaned it off the crutch. And I was wearing a boot as well, which was challenging just in itself. Like, you're kind of, one leg is kind of resting higher than the other, so like I could kind of feel the rest of my body get a little thrown off, just like being uneven like that, like learning back how to walk. But once I got out of the boot, I think I was in the boot for another 6 to 8 weeks at least. And then getting out of the boot, just slowly starting the walks, basically just how to put weight back on it. And then a bunch of band exercises, step ups, calf raises, a bunch of those. A lot of icing, and then slowly transitioned to underwater treadmill. I started running, do that for a couple weeks, slowly go into a real treadmill, just jogging, and just slowly, day by day, kind of brick by brick, just building back into it.
When it comes to that day-to-day grind and then you get to the point where you're actually able to do, I'll call it baseball-related activities. We've seen you swinging the bat a little bit. You're getting to run a little bit. What goes through your mind as you're doing it again for the first time? Because you've gone from the bare basics of, I'm trying to learn to walk again, to doing this again. Like, is there any trepidation, or are you old muscle memory, let's have at her and see what happens?
Yeah, there's definitely some, I'm hesitant, or I was hesitant to start doing all that stuff. Like, it's scary. Like, it's just trusting that it's okay now. And I mean, that's really hard to do, but it's just building confidence. Like, every time I do it, I get a little more confident in it. And like, the next time it's a little easier, next time it's a little easier. So it's just like building on, like, starting slow kind of, and then just building on top of what you've already done. So it's like, yeah, it was definitely scary though, to like the first couple of days doing like agilities and putting cleats on and running on grass. It's like, it's definitely freaky. But knew that I was in good hands with the Reds and the rehab team there. So I knew that they wouldn't ask me to do anything that I wasn't capable of. And just, trusting them, trusting the ankle, trusting the surgeon, and just building that confidence.
I've always wondered about major injuries like this. What's more challenging in your eyes? Is it the physical comeback or the mental comeback?
For me, I'd probably say the physical comeback. Just, I feel mentally that, I feel confident in my game. I feel confident in my abilities. But the physical part was just hard when it's like a weight-bearing injury where every step you take is like it's almost like a little battle, like mental battle, especially coming off the boot and everything like that. Like, it's like what I said before, like building the confidence. It just takes a while and it's a slow process. It's hard to take it slow sometimes.
Now that you're on the up and up, what's your prognosis like? Are you back for spring training? What are you thinking as far as your comeback to getting back into a Reds uniform is concerned?
So I'll be going down to spring training early. They said I don't have a date yet, but it's early February. And they told me I would have a game progression once, like, I'm fully cleared. So I get to kind of ease back into it in a sense. Like, I'm not just going to be day one, go play 9 innings. It's going to be, as far as I know, it's going to be like 3 innings one day, next day off, another 3 or 5 innings next day, build up, just keep building up, back to game ready.
When you think about your comeback, have you gone in with the mindset of, I need to come back better than I was before, or are you content on trying to get back to where you were previously? What's sort of the mindset in making sure that you're hitting the ground running once you get there?
Yeah, I think I always want to improve, like every offseason, just find little ways to get better, more consistent, just cleaning up little inefficiencies here and there. But yeah, the goal is always to be better. But this is going to be a challenge because I don't get a full real off season. Where if I wasn't hurt, like I would get more time on the field, more baseball specific work. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I feel confident in my abilities to bounce back and get back to it.
Does it give you any peace of mind, I guess, for lack of a better term, knowing that others have gone through similar injuries or are going through it at the same time? I mean, you look at your Calgary mate, Mike Soroka, coming off, basically 2 full years of no baseball activities almost. I mean, does it give you a little bit of belief that, hey, if they can come back, I can come back too?
Yeah, 100%. When I got surgery, I reached out to Josh Naylor, who had the ankle injury as well. And I got to see him in spring training this year. He was on the backfield, like similar to me, where he had a game progression, like a certain amount of innings and whatnot. So I got to see him, and it's just like it's inspiring to see that he can come back from it at the big league level. And with his injury, I think it was much worse than what mine was. So just to be able to reach out to him and ask him any questions I had, like throughout my rehab, and he's been big inspiration for me, especially having similar injuries.
Anybody else you lean on over the course of the last year or so, making sure that you've got the right mindset and got the right physical set to make a comeback and get good to go for 2023?
Yeah, we had a good group of guys there in rehab, just keeping each other accountable, keeping each other, like, our spirits up a little bit. Like, no one wants to be in rehab. Like, no one likes being hurt. But to, like, go through it with some of your guys, like some of the guys that I've played with on previous teams, just it makes it better. Like, having them pushing you pushing them, and just trying to inspire each other a little bit. So, yeah, it was good to have, like, a good group of core guys, like, going through something similar with you, and you guys are all just like the camaraderie of it.
Do you have any expectations of yourself heading into 2023? Do you have a level you want to be at, that kind of thing?
I haven't really thought about that too much yet. It's just been all focused on, getting healthy again. But, I'd love to make it to the big leagues next year. I think that's not too far out of reach. I think it's possible. Just get out to a good start. Once I'm back, swing it, and that's all I can really do is just play my game. So just leave it up to the guys to make the decisions, but make it hard for them to not want to call me up. So.
Absolutely. Thinking about some of the things that you've been doing over the course of the last little while here, obviously social media has been a big part of it, showing off sort of what you've been going through. What's that kind of taught you about this process? And have you learned anything about yourself as you've been able to maybe kind of document and showcase what you're going through, not just for yourself, but for others who might be going through the same journey as well?
Yeah, I just like to show the people a little bit, like, what I'm going through. I'm going up to this gym called Bold Athlete that that they do a great job with. They have a great hockey program. Great job in the weight room, just kind of building a base. And, I'm proud of showing what they program for me. So it's easy for me to show that, like, on Instagram and stuff.
The other thing that I've noticed, too, is you tend to like to give back. You gave some swag to a young fan not too long ago, got a little bit of a kudos on social media there. What's it mean to you to be able to give back to the community in that way, whether it's here at home or whether it's along any of your pro baseball stops?
Yeah, the kind of the way that I see it is, like, I was once a kid in, like, their shoes, and it's like if I'm helping a kid hit or something at, like, a young age, like, I see a little bit of myself in most of them. So it's like, how can I help this kid and just, like, have them believe in themselves, and if this is something that they really want to do, like, just keep at it, and the sky's the limit. So I just try to remind kids that, and anytime I can, like, give gear to, like, an old coach or someone that is really supportive, or just anyone really, it's like it feels really good to just make their day, in a sense, like, just trying not to be, like, larger than life almost, like, I'm a human too, like trying to show them that I'm just like them in a way, like they can make it to this level as well, just keeping at it and just trying to be an inspiration for them.
Is that a hard thing to grapple with as a young guy still, is, whether it's here in Alberta or, Chattanooga or anywhere else you've been, that you are that inspiration now? Like you used to be that kid hanging out at the ballpark, idolizing whoever the case may have been. Now you're that guy. Is that sort of a surreal thing to wrap your head around?
Yeah, 100%. And sometimes it's tough to remember that too, like middle of the season, like if you're struggling or something, like I feel like that's something that I need to improve on a little bit. Maybe it's like taking a step back and, like, realizing where I am and, like, all the kids that are there watching. Like, sometimes, like, I go 0 for 4 and it's like I don't really want to sign autographs or I don't want to do all that sort of stuff, but, like, taking a step back and being like, yeah, this could make this kid's day. This kid maybe only comes to one game the whole year and he wants your autograph. Like, just, like, taking a step back and just realizing that, like, it's bigger than me. But it's like, it's so tough to do sometimes. Like, this game is so, like, you're going to fail a lot. And it's just, like, learning how to deal with it and, just trying to be an inspiration as well, like, for kids that are there, like, just remembering that was once me. And just how much it meant to me for a guy to come over and sign a ball or, like, just talk to you. So I try to do a good job with that, but it's still tough. Like, there's always room for improvement there. But
speaking of that inspiration, let's say there's a kid who might be listening in on this. They're maybe 13, 14. They're looking for those words of wisdom or advice from somebody who's going through the processes now and maybe one day wants to follow in your footsteps. What would you offer to them as that word of advice or piece of wisdom?
I would just say, like, it's up to you. Like, the sky's the limit. Like, you can go as far as you want in this game as long as you work for it, you stay consistent, never giving up on your dream, and you just keep plugging away and just keep playing as long as you can, and just have fun while you do it. Like, find the joy in the sport. I know it's, like, a tough sport. You're going to fail a lot, but it makes the successes much more enjoyable, and just, enjoy every day out there. And you never know when your last day will be your last game. So that's the way I try to play, is just, you never know when your last game's going to be. So it's just play it with a full heart and just enjoy it.
How much have you enjoyed being able to watch guys who you've been able to grow up with? I look at Alejo Lopez as an example. We chatted with you briefly for a written story on him when he visited us earlier on in the year. But to see some of these guys who came up through the system with you or just before you, and they're getting that opportunity now to show their stuff with Cincinnati. What's that been like for you?
That just adds more like fuel to the fire, where it's like he's proved that he can do it. So like the proof is in the pudding a little bit. Like it's right there for me too, and all the other guys around me too. It's like it's just inspiring, really. It's like just seeing guys that kind of get to watch him grow up, like Soroka. Like he was younger than me, and like I remember seeing him when we were like 12 or 14 or something, and then watching him just grow and grow and just get better every year and just consistently plucking away at it. It's like it's just really inspiring for me, especially just knowing these guys. It's like it feels like it's right there for me to grab almost.
I kind of alluded to it earlier, but I'm going to ask a different sort of way, I suppose, is what do you think you need to work on from a game perspective to make sure that you are taking that next step, whether it's to AAA or the major league level? Is there anything specific that you're trying to hone in on to make sure that you become that everyday ball player?
Yeah, definitely. For me, it's just been consistency. So kind of just simplifying my swing a little bit, like cut down on the strikeouts, more contact, just controlling the zone too, not swinging at bad pitches. For me, 100% has been consistency, especially offensively. I mean, it's hard to hit, but I'm trying to just do my best to, simplify, control the zone, and just hone in on the consistency part. Just trying to catch barrels as often as I can, hit the ball hard, and usually good things happen when you hit the ball hard. So that's mostly just been it for me, though, consistency.
Would you say, I mean, it's been a long time since you and I have chatted last. Would you say that maybe was one of the bigger challenges to overcome from a game-to-game perspective, was not just the consistency piece, but also dealing with the elevated level of pitcher that you're facing now? All of a sudden, instead of just throwing heat, now they're throwing heat with movement and that kind of thing. What's been the biggest adjustment that you've had to try to make going from the college game now to the pro game, and beyond that is every level of pro game?
Yeah, the pitchers have been going crazy lately. It's like every time I look on Instagram, it's like a guy throwing 100. So it's like that's definitely challenging. But what I found is, like, for the most part, it's like what you're going to get your pitch once in that bat. So it's like it's just about not missing that pitch. So it's just like the misses are smaller in pro ball. Guys know how to pitch. It's not like a coach calling the game, like kind of in college where the coach is going to control the pitching. Mm-hmm. So like they know how they're going to attack you, and they stick to their plan. So it's like you're still going to get your one pitch to hit. So that with the consistency part, it's like I just want to be on the fastball all the time, and when I get my pitch, just don't miss it. So it's like that's the consistency I'm talking about. It's like just getting your pitch, putting a good swing on it, and the rest is out of my hands.
Final question for you here, Matt. I haven't asked you this yet, surprisingly, despite now your third visit here on the podcast. What does the game of baseball mean to you?
I mean, it's everything to me. It's when I'm out there on the field, it just kind of feels like the purest form of myself. It's like it just feels like that's what I was put on the earth to do. And I just love being out there, love competing. And, like little injuries like this just makes me love the game more. Like, it makes me want to get back, like increases the hunger of, getting back on the field and just giving it my all. And it means the world to me to be able to do this for a living. Mm-hmm. I love it.
We can't wait for you to get back onto the field and show what you can do, Matt. Congratulations on all the success you've had at this point. Continued success going forward. All the best in your rehab. Hopefully you come back better than ever before. And thank you again so much for joining us here on the podcast.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me. And look forward to hearing this.
Thanks again to Matt Lloyd for joining us this week, and thanks to all of you for downloading and listening. We have one more episode planned for the 2022 season before we take a break for the holidays. If you haven't already, leave us a rating and review on your podcast app, as those actions help spread the word about us. And a big tip of the cap as well to our Platinum supporters for all they do for us and for baseball in Alberta. The Okotoks Dogs and AHP Academy have been integral parts of helping us tell the dugout stories in our province. Head to albertadugoutstories.com/supporters to learn more about our teammates and how you can get involved in 2023. Until next time, thank you for all your support online, on social, and on air of Alberta Dugout Stories.